Hey everybody, Eric Hayden here in the garden this evening. Pretty quick video on our rose garden tonight. I want to give you a brief tour and show you something I missed yesterday. I mentioned that we had Tropical Storm Arthur here in eastern North Carolina, and we really escaped the strong winds. So as I showed you yesterday, the rose garden's looking pretty good. The winds were maybe 20 to 25 miles per hour. They're actually expected to get stronger tonight. Because of Arthur and other storm systems. So we've had stronger winds this season, so I really thought the roses were in pretty good shape. As far as rainfall goes, we had almost 4.5 inches from Arthur and another inch last night. So our rainfall total is over 6 inches now. As I was giving you the tour yesterday, all is well. Of course, some of the roses have some spots on them from the rain, but by and large, when you get 6 inches of rain and 20 to 25 mile per hour winds, if your garden looks like this, you're in pretty good shape. But I missed something. We've had so much rain, I haven't been in the garden as much. I am starting to see some damage. You can notice the canes are bending down on crystalline, and I'm going to show you another more damaged bush. I'm not overly concerned, but the reason why I'm showing you this is I wanted to give you a tip in terms of getting your roses through the wind. This looks like the worst one. This is Alina, and you can see we had some wind, but I think the worst problem is, look at all these blooms. They get very, very heavy when they get wet, and with 6 inches of rain, that's weighing the bush down quite a bit. And you can see what I mean. This one's not knocked over yet, but see how it's leaning? Because again, these petals hold the water and they can be quite heavy. So a couple tips: if you have some wind coming your way and you don't feel like staking, and that's kind of my boat. I have some roses staked, so I'm not against it, but I'm not going to stake up every cane in the rose garden when you have this many. A couple quick easy tips. I'm going to do these right after I do this video. I'm going to deadhead these roses a little earlier than normal, because as soon as you cut these blooms off, that really reduces a tremendous amount of weight. I mean, look at here. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blooms, which is a lot, I know, but 7 blooms weighted down because of the rain are causing that cane to bend and sway in the wind. So one good tip is just to remove the blooms if you're expecting some heavy rain and wind. I know if they're looking good and they're tight and you don't want to cut them, that might be a reason to leave them on. But if they're kind of past peak anyway, just go ahead and remove them. You might wonder why I don't have more roses staked, or what do I do? We are 3 miles from the ocean, so we are close to the ocean, and we get a lot of hurricanes here in eastern North Carolina. During Florence 2018, we were anticipating a very strong storm, and we had winds of 80 to 90 miles per hour. Because of that, prior to the storm, it was such a slow mover, I actually went out, this is in September, while everybody else was boarding up their homes and doing stuff to protect their homes, I actually cut all of my roses in half, as if I was doing a severe fall pruning. So I cut all the roses in half, and I stripped a lot of the leaves to reduce the rocking action that you get from tall roses with leaves. And they survived for the most part. I had maybe about 6 or 7 that blew over, but pretty good with 80 to 90 mile per hour winds. So just a quick video. If you don't want to do the staking method, try to be heavy with the deadhead, especially before heavy rain or wind. Otherwise, you might be dealing with some blown over roses like I am. I'll last leave you with that one of Louise Estes. Very, very pretty rose, even in the rainfall. It's looking quite nice. And one quick thing that I'm working on before more rain moves back in, I'm expanding this garden over here, not with roses though. We have a very sandy soil, so one thing that grows well here is blueberries. So this is the back of the garden with the climbing roses. I usually don't like to have edibles too close to the roses, so we have a nice separation there. So when I spray, I don't want anything getting over to something we're going to eat. But this is going to be our blueberry patch, so kind of look for that in future videos. We'll see how that develops. Got a couple different varieties so they can pollinate together. And with our acidic, sandy soil, they should be doing pretty well given our climate here in eastern North Carolina. So I hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying dry wherever you live. I know a lot of folks in the Carolinas are seeing a tremendous amount of rain, and as far as the weather forecast goes, it looks like that rain's going to continue through the end of the week. So just do what you can in between the rains. I know sometimes I just haven't had time. I'll use this opportunity to get out there and put a little slow release organic fertilizer. Nothing quick release because it's just going to wash away. But something like alfalfa pellets or meal, or some cottonseed meal, those types of things, rose tone, another thing, something that's going to take a while to break down anyway. So it's not going to wash away because of some heavy rain. So that is one thing you can do. I just noticed this storm damage. So that's Veterans Honor, and that was a cane on Veterans Honor. So as you can see, we had a little bit of rain and wind here in eastern North Carolina here over the last couple days. Hope everyone's doing well. And again, thank you for subscribing to the page. I appreciate the new subscribers we've had here over the past week.